Hello, everybody. This is Dr. talking. Today we are going to discuss about risk management. A topic we seems to have. We should have talked about risk management a while back, but for some reason, we didn't because I wasn't really actually organizing everything. So I thought I should come back and talk a little about risk management before we continue our normal lectures today. Okay, first of all, you should know that I follow 3 simple rules of risk management. They're actually very simple. Okay, now these are the simple 3 rules I follow in risk management, and I believe this will keep me consistent. I don't think anyone that follows these simple rules will ever complain of not being consistent in the market. And following these rules, you have literally almost 0 chance of blowing your account. I don't see no reason how you ever blow your account while you follow this simple thing. First of all, you risk only 2% of your capital per trade. Now, second, do not trade a set of that risk-reward ratio of less than 1:3. Third, take a maximum of 4 trades per week. Okay, these are the simple rules I follow. These are the simple rules I follow. Do not trade a setup that has sorry for the risk-reward ratio of less than 1:3. Yeah. So these are the simple rules I follow. First of all, let's check the number 1. Risk only 2% of your capital per trade. And we have trade a setup that has a risk-reward ratio of less than 1:3. Now let's assume we have a trade and we are going long. What we do, we have 50 pips stop loss. And, okay, assuming you have 50 pips stop loss and you are getting 450 pips if the trade goes in your direction. That's a risk-reward ratio of 1:3. Now, assuming you start with a deposit of $1,000 in your account, which is what I recommend. $1,000, or you use $500 enough, but never goes less than 1,000 or 5,000, $1,000 or $500. Because you have to be serious about this stuff. If you are really trading, then trade. If you have $50 or $100 and you want to trade, I think you rather just save some money, keep saving until you reach that amount, and then you do that and actually start trading. While you are saving the money, you are practicing more in your demo account. You are also reading and learning, practicing more. That means wherever you put your money, you're sure that those monies are going to be safe and they are going to do what you want them to do. That therefore they are going to multiply with proper investment and proper risk management, which is what I'm going to teach you right now. Okay. All right. Let's start. Assuming you have $1,000 capital and you are risking 2%. No, 2% of 1,000 is equals to $20. No, you are risking $20. Assuming you are taking this trade with stop loss of 50 pips. Okay, here is how you are going to do it. How do you know the lot size to use? It's simple. You divide dollar, which is the amount of money you intended to lose, which is 2% of your 1,000, assuming $1,000. Divide it by pips. By pips, I mean the amount of pips you are willing to risk in the trade. Here is 50 pips, so we are going to take this 50 pips as an example, which will be equals to 20 over 50. This will be equals to 0.25. Now, this 0.25 is not pips, it's 0.25 cents. 0.25 cents. To convert it to pips, you need to divide this 0.25 by 10. 0.25 divided by 10, which is equivalent to 0.025. But unfortunately, we do not have 0.025 lot size. This is lot size. This is when it's actual lot size you're supposed to use. If you are risking only 2% of your trade of your account and you are taking a trade with 50 pips stop loss, you are risking $20. So let's approximate this lot size to 0.02. So lot size 0.02. Okay. Now let's assume you have a win loss ratio of 50% because that's the minimum requirement. You shouldn't even start trading if you don't have a win loss ratio of anything greater than 50%. Lost. Keep that at the back of your mind until you have this do not trade. If you don't have this 50% win loss ratio, you shouldn't be trading. You should go back practicing. You should go back to a demo account. You should go back studying, gather the knowledge, and then keep accumulating your little money that you want to invest into the game, and then keep practicing until then. When you actually see that you have this 50%, then you are good. Even with 50% win loss ratio, you can actually trade the market and you will be successful. Okay, here is it. So assuming you have 50% win loss ratio, that means if you take 4 trades in a week, which is what I always recommend, never you can take less than 4 trades in a week, but don't go anything more than 4 trades in a week because you'll be exposing yourself too much to the market. And the truth is, the more you expose yourself to the market, the higher risk of losing you have. So you should expose yourself to the market as minimum as possible. Why I assume this four trades in a week is that I assume we trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's 5 days. But if you are not trading Monday, which I sometimes I usually skip Monday trades, but it all depends on what I see. It all depends on the opportunity I see in the market. So assuming you take 4 trades, sometimes I even take 3. What I'm saying is that don't go beyond 4 trades. I mean, you can take less if you want. You can take 2 trades. It's all good. Now, with that, let's assume you take these 4 trades only, and then you win 2 trades and you lose 2 trades. You win 2 trades because your win-loss ratio is 50-50, but each trade you took have a risk-reward ratio of 1:3. So that means if you use your 0.2 loss size, you take 2 trades with TP of 150. If you win those 2 trades, that means you get 300 pips, which is equivalent to um yeah, which is equivalent to $60 in the first trade and another $60 in the first trade. That's 150 pips using 0.02 loss. So that means you get $60 times 2. Yeah, which is equivalent to $120. Yeah, I hope you are getting this. And then you take the other 2 trades that you lose also using the same 0.2 lot. That is only 2% risk, risking only 2% of your capital. So you lost 50 pips each, which is total you lost 100 pips in 2 trades. Yeah, um, which means you you lost $60 off. No, not 60. You lost $40. You should do the calculation. You see what I mean? So you lost $40 in it. That means you have a net gain of $80 that week. That means you have a net gain of $80 that week. You see, if you continue like this in a month, if you continue like this in a month you are going to get $320 with $1,000 investment. That is if you are even improving in your trading because you're supposed to be improving. That means your risk, your win loss ratio should be greater than 50%. That's if you are just trading just the way you see it, just like that, you are not improving nothing. You get $120. Wow, $1,000 investment. That's more than 30%. 30% ROI. I think it's fair. Actually, it's very fair. I don't think there's any job you are going to do or anything you are going to do in this whole world that will give you a gain of 30% of just, we all know that in the world of investment, the more you put, the more you earn. So where do you think you are going to go and put 3,000? Let's assume you put it in Naira as a Nigerian. You deposited 360,000 Naira, and then in 1 month, you get your 360,000 Naira back, and then you get additional 100 They say 150,000. No, 120 or 130,000 on top of it. I don't think even if there is very much. So it's actually very good investment if you actually do it right. The problem is that people are not doing it right. But this is what you should have if you are doing everything right. Now, going back to high probability trades, sometimes I risk more than 2%, but please just stick to 2%. 2% is enough. There's high probability setup that you can go ahead and risk 3 to 5%. High probability setup. You risk 3 to 5% of your capital. Okay? High probability setup you can risk 3 to 5% of your capital. So, but the good thing about this whole thing is that the trade we take, especially in me and my student, the trade we take are never less. We hardly goes above 30 pips stop loss. So if we are using 30 pips stop loss, that means the lot size you are going to use to risk only $20 is going to be higher. It's going to be like 0.03 or 0.0, even 0.04. Because we hardly go risking 50 pips trade only. We hardly risk 50 pips in any trade we take. The maximum pips we are risking is 30% at most. 30 pips, sorry, not percent, 30 pips at most. So you see, it's actually a very good strategy if you follow it because it all depends on the amount of pips you are risking. It all depends on risk reward ratio. That's why I usually say in the groups, risk management without risk reward ratio is just stupid. It can never work without risk reward ratio. First of all, you have to make sure of the risk reward ratio you are taking in every trade. Don't go taking every trade you see, any trade you see around, just keep taking it without proper risk management. That's not how it works. You have to define your risk reward ratio. You have to define your risk reward ratio. Anything less than 1:3, let it slide. It's not for you to take. Not for you to take. We are above that level of amateur. We are now trying to be like professional traders. And this is how it is. Any trade you see, no matter how good it looks, if the risk reward ratio is not more than 1:3, more than or equals to 1:3, we skip it. Second of all, we are risking only 2% no matter how good the setup is. Unless there is a high probability setup which you can choose to risk 3 to 5% of your capital. And even if you are risking, your risk reward ratio is good, you also have to consider the number of pips you are risking. For me, I don't go around taking any trade that I'm risking anything more than 30 pips. You have to just sit down. I'm just going to keep following the trade. I'm just going to keep stopping the trade until it reaches me into a position where I know whatever I'm risking is not more than 30 before I take it. So guys, this is very important. This may be the most important lecture you need to understand. Because if you understand this, you don't need much. Even with very little amount of knowledge and experience you have in this market, you can actually trade and be profitable. You can even be more consistent than someone that thinks he knows so much and he's not applying everything. So please take this thing. It's very important, all right? Okay, I'm going to stop here on risk management, and then next I'm going to try to have a quick video on Euro AUD that we lost. We lost 25 pips today on that trade. So we are going to take a look of we are going to take a look at the trade and why we actually lose and why I think the trade is actually still very bad. Thank you. All right, peace out.